All right, so welcome. My name is Justin Halsey. I'm a mortgage loan officer over at Edge Home Finance, and I want to thank you for joining me for the session on top 20 questions you need answers to before buying a home. So I've been in the industry for over 10 years now, been a loan officer for four. Started out as a processor, and then I went to underwriting before becoming a loan officer. I've helped many first-time home buyers navigate their journey, and today I just want to pass on the myth and get organized so you can make your dream homeownership a reality. So let's dive in. Question number one. Um, how do I begin the process of buying a home? So where's your starting line? The most important thing you can do is get organized and educate yourself first. Buying a home is massive. It's a massive investment, and it will be the place you return to every single day of your life. So you want to get this right without looking back with regret. So today is about thinking about this process through, thinking the process through before you even start looking at houses. How does purchasing a home compare with renting? So you probably already know the downside of renting. While renting gives you the freedom to move when your lease is up, it also means you might be forced to leave before you're even ready. When you rent, you're building your landlord's wealth instead of your own. So owning real estate is one of the best ways to build actual wealth. Every payment you make on your home is an investment in your future equity. Plus, you lose out on tax benefits or possible tax benefits that homeowners enjoy. With your own home, you know that what your payment will be every year rather than worrying about a landlord spiking your rent. So let's be honest, it's a lot easier to have a dog or a cat when you own your own place as well. How do I know if I'm ready to buy a home? So even with all those benefits, you need to be sure homeownership fits your life. Here are a few things you can ask yourself. Is your income steady and reliable? Do you have a clear idea of where you want to live? Are you planning to stay in that area for a while? Do you have a history of paying your bills on time? Do not stress too much about your credit history. There are many myths out there that keep people from trying when they're actually in good shape. If you have concerns, just talk to me and we can look at it together. And then finally remember that when something breaks, you're the one that have to fix it or hire someone to help. If you're mentally prepared for the commitment, the benefits are worth it. Number four, how do I know what I need? So one of the first priorities is making two lists: your must-haves and your wish list. We would all love to find the perfect house on the first try, but usually you have to weigh your needs against your wants. Think about the size of the home, the number of bedrooms, and those extra spaces like a home office or a garage. Even things like a big yard can be a double-edged sword. It looks beautiful until you realize the amount of work it takes to keep it up. I do have a home buyer decision worksheet that I built specifically to help you sort through those priorities before starting to look. If you're watching this on replay and you want a copy of the PDF, just DM me or comment worksheet below and I'll send it over to you. Number five, what should I look for when deciding on a community? The community you pick will define your daily life. Are the local schools important to you? Do you want to be within walking distance of coffee shops or restaurants? Think about your commute time. I always tell people to do a test run during rush hour from the neighborhood you're choosing. Whether you want the energy of the city or quiet of the county, drive around at different times of the day to see what the feel of the community feels like. Feel of the community is. Do you have the right team? So you should always talk to your lender before you start looking for properties. We help you understand exactly what you can afford so you can shop with confidence. I'll give you a quick warning. Be careful of those giant online lenders you see on TV. They spend millions of advertising, and that cost is often passed on to you. But when you work with a local lender, you get someone with expertise who knows the area as well. You don't want to feel like you're just a number in a call center. So once you have your financing figured out, it's time to find a great real estate agent. And I can suggest some excellent agents if you need recommendations. Or perhaps your family and friends have someone they felt was wonderful. So make a list and then talk about the agents you're thinking about working with. Most people get a great feeling for the one that will work best for them. Remember, buyer's agent works for you and has your best interests in mind. Number 7, are the home prices you like worth their listed price? Once you've sat down and figured out your monthly payment and a comfortable sales price, it's time to see what is actually out there in the neighborhood you love. This is the part where you have to ask yourself, are these houses actually worth what the sellers are asking? Your real estate agent is going to be the absolute best source of information for this. They have access to data that the general public just does not see, and they can show you exactly what similar homes have sold for recently. Now, I know everyone loves to browse online. There are plenty of sites like Zillow and Realtor.com that can help you narrow down your search and get a feel for the market. They are great for looking at photos and getting a general idea of the inventory. However, you have to be careful. There's often a lot of controversy about how accurate those online estimates really are. Do not rely solely on an algorithm to tell you what a house is worth. Use those sites for your initial research, but let your agent and your lender help you verify the real numbers before you fall in love with that property. So moving on. Number 7, is an older home a better value than a new construction? So both options do have their pros and cons. A new home is nice because the plumbing and electrical systems are brand new. However, the landscaping might be thin, and if the builder is still active in the area, it might be harder to sell your home quickly. Older homes often have more character and mature trees. They might need a little bit of work, but that's where my experience comes in. We do have renovation loans that can turn a fixer-upper into your dream home. So what should I look for when walking through a home? Once you have your financing secured and you know your budget, the real adventure begins. Walking through potential homes. When you're inside a home, you want to do more than just look at paint. You need to visualize your actual life there. On this side, we'll have a few questions to keep in mind. Is there enough room for both the present and the future? Do you plan to grow? Do you have more kids coming along? Are there enough bedrooms and bathrooms? Is the house structurally sound? Do the mechanical systems and appliances work? Is the yard big enough? Do you like the floor plan? Will your furniture fit in the space? How much storage space do you need? Does anything need to be repaired or replaced? Will the seller repair or replace those items? So go ahead and imagine the house in good weather and bad and in each season. And then how do you like the neighborhood? Feel free to drive around at different times of the day, like I mentioned earlier, and talk to the people who live there. Again, I do have the home buyer decision worksheet. Feel free to comment worksheet or DM me, and I'll get you a copy of that, and you'll have the checklist for you. This is a big one. How long will I be living in the home? So thinking about the home, how long you're going to plan to stay there. If you're just starting a career, your needs are very different than if you're starting a family or looking to downsize. So planning ahead will help you choose the right type of property today. How can I keep track of all the homes I see? So after you've seen 3 or 4 homes, they all start to look the same, and you forget what features one had that the other one didn't. So take your time, use your phone to take pictures and label them immediately. So if you prefer paper, keep a listing sheet and a binder with your notes. And this will prevent you from forgetting crucial details about a kitchen or a backyard. How many homes should I consider before choosing one? So there's really no magic number. You might find the right one the very first day, or it could take a couple of weeks. When my wife and I were shopping, it took us, I think, 3 months before we actually found the right home. We saw a lot on the way, but nothing fit what we were looking for. So the best way to save time is to be very clear about what you want before you start driving around. Take all the time you need because this is one of the biggest decisions of your life. So you found a home. What type of inspections are required? So once your offer is accepted, we move into inspections. So even though it's optional, I always recommend a professional home inspection, especially for first-time home buyers. If you're satisfied with the home inspection and want to move forward, then we order an appraisal, and an appraisal is generally required by a lender. The appraisal is there to make sure the house is worth what you are paying for it. Also remember, this is one of the few costs you pay before closing, so it comes out of pocket instead of at closing. So what does a home inspector do? A private home inspector will inspect all of the details of the home, such as safety, structural, construction, mechanical, and repairs that may be needed. Before you sign a real estate contract to purchase your new home, make sure you have the right to have the home inspected. You want to make sure you are buying the house of your dreams and not the house of your nightmares. So if an inspector finds something, then having a home inspection requirement in the contract gives you the right to go back and negotiate with the seller to fix the problems or back out of the contract without losing your earnest money deposit. The key with a home inspection is to pick your battles. No home is perfect, so asking every minor defect to be corrected is sometimes unrealistic. However, asking for major items to be fixed is normal. Do I need to be there for the home inspection? This is kind of debatable, but I feel you should. Um, I feel you want to be there through the walkthrough to make sure the inspector is doing his job, make sure he's looking at everything. So, but plan to spend a few hours walking through the property with the inspector. They will show you how the systems work and point out things you should keep an eye on. So, it is best to educate. It is the best education you get about your new home. What are home warranties and should I consider them? A home warranty can provide peace of mind by covering the cost of unexpected repairs after you move in. In some markets, we can even ask the seller to pay for it as part of the deal. Um, I got mine and I forgot I got it, and it would have saved me a lot of money after the first year when my AC went out. So I do recommend getting them, especially if you can get the seller to pay for them. They do come in handy. If you have any questions about the programs, just reach out to me. I'll be happy to answer those as well. How do property taxes work? So every home has property taxes, and they can vary significantly from one town to the next. We collect 1/12. So the lender is going to collect 1/12 of your annual tax bill each month as part of your mortgage payment if you escrow your mortgages. I'm sorry, if you escrow taxes and insurance, but generally it's escrowed. Um, Remember that taxes usually go up over time. Even if you have a fixed rate loan, an increase in taxes can cause your monthly payment to go up slightly. Do I really need homeowners insurance? And if so, how do I get the lowest rate? So, homeowners insurance is required by all lenders. I recommend shopping around for the best rates and pay close attention to your deductible. You can often save money if you bundle your home insurance with your car or life insurance. If your home is in a flood zone, the law requires that you have flood insurance as well, so you want to check that early. Something else you might want to consider is sorry, doubled up on that one. Many insurance companies offer discounts if you have auto, home, and life insurance coverage with them, so check that out. If you need, I can also provide the name of the few insurance providers that I think are excellent choices, and we can talk about that in the buying process. All right, so we're almost done here. We've got two more. You're ready to make an offer. How do I determine the initial offer? Your agent will help you determine the fair initial offer based on what other homes in the area have sold for. In a seller's market, you might have to pay the full list price or even more. You will also need an earnest money deposit to show the seller that you're serious. This money goes towards your purchase at closing. Try to keep your emotions in check during negotiations. Sometimes people lose their dream home over a few $100s because things got heated. And then, do I need an attorney to buy a home? So the requirements actually vary state by state. Um, Virginia, where I'm located, is not necessarily, you don't have to use an attorney. You can use a title or an attorney. I think we close with an attorney, and a lot of times there is an attorney in the office at title agency, but it depends on the state. Um, so in Virginia, I know is a pick you can choose, but it depends. And that's it. That's the top 20. Um, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I hope this gave you a clearer picture of the road ahead. So my goal is to make the complicated part of the process simple for you. I will have another one coming up. It's the top 20 questions home buyers wish they would have asked. And so when that one, if you want to reach out as well and like watch that one, that's another good one. Um, that seminar dives deep into specific financing options available for you. Um, my number, if you ever want to call me, is 808-728-5724. Yeah, so I do appreciate you coming. I'll be online for just a few more minutes. If anybody does have any questions, feel free to write them in there. Thanks for joining me.